What's up, you guys? Sharpness Prime here, doing another Q&A video. I took a break this last week, got a little rest. We didn't go anywhere or anything. We were just home, but I spent a lot of time with the family, cleaning up the dork room a bit, which feels great. Anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the Marvel stuff, some of the Marvel announcements really quick, because I will be covering that tomorrow. I will talk about all the reveals and everything, even though a lot of them have been leaked already and we're getting teases and stuff like that. There's also a lot of other Toy Fair news coming out that I will discuss throughout the week. Also, I wanted to mention to you guys that I will make some changes to my review format. Nothing extremely drastic, but you'll notice some changes. It'll be a little bit snappier. Let's get on to the Q&A portion. Really appreciate you guys. This is a way to connect with you since the pandemic. I have been heartbroken not being able to see you guys face to face. One last announcement I wanted to mention is that the end of March, there will be a San Jose toy show. Time Tunnel will have a toy show at the end of March, so I will be going there. Hope you're going there as well. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing your faces face to face again. So very excited about that. Anyway, let's get on to the questions. All right, this is from The Animator. And I didn't answer all of the questions, but I did think about all the ones that I'm answering. So you're not getting just off the dome answers over here. I did think about these, but not every single question is getting answered. The Animator says, my question is, if Hasbro could only make a No Way Home wave of the 3 Spider-Man all having head swaps and a ton of accessories, or a wave of the 5 villains with the bendable tentacles, Doc Ock, ooh, and a Green Goblin with swappable battle damage armor pieces, ooh, which of the waves, villain or hero, would you choose for them to make? First off, that's not a one-to-one. You're not talking about like 3 pounds of plastic here and 3 pounds of plastic there. You're comparing like 3 pounds of plastic compared to like 15 pounds of plastic. There's way more in those 5 villains than spending on those 3 Spider-Men. Me personally, though, I would prefer to have the new villains, the new characters, is something I'm always looking forward to. But I know the popular demand is going to be with the 3 Spider-Men. So my vote would be to go with the 3 Spider-Men, because I still want those 2. I would prefer the villains personally, but I know more and more people are asking for those 3 Spider-Men. So for the general public, for the collective whole, I'm voting for the 3 Spider-Men. Marvel fan says, what are people's usual reaction when you tell them you collect action figures? The discussion's usually about the YouTube thing and how I make a living on YouTube. That's the thing that I get asked about more than anything. The collection stuff, it'll usually be about something really specific, you know, like somebody may say something like, oh yeah, I have an old collection of G.I. Joes from the 80s. Are those worth anything? Or it'll be something specific like that they'll ask about. But for the most part, I'm more known for in my personal circles, or people that know me, people that talk to me face to face. Like I had a band rehearsal recently, and you know, the saxophone player knows I do the YouTube, and he's asking questions. It's usually about the YouTube business side I get asked more than the collecting side. However, I do get asked about the collecting stuff now and then, for sure. But it's more about the YouTube stuff that people want to know about. Question, what Marvel Legends figure would you want Hasbro to redesign? That's a tricky question, because you can have different versions of the same character, or you could have the same version of the same character just done differently. My answer to this is going to be, I wish we could get a more contemporary Madrix figure. We had a prototype shown to us by Hasbro over 10 years ago, I want to say, but a multiple man with the updated X-Factor maskless design where he's just got the green t-shirt. That would be a figure I'd really like Hasbro to make. Semi2001 says, when do you think Marvel Legends will make new versions of Tobey's and Andrew's Spider-Man and other No Way Home villains? This year. If they don't announce it tomorrow, which I think they're going to do for Marvel Monday, I think we're going to see announcements for that tomorrow. But if not, at some point this year, I think we're going to see those figures coming out. Cheyenne says, hey Sharp, Been watching since 2016. Thank you so much. I was wondering what your favorite comic shops are that sell Marvel Legends around the Bay, or maybe some place where people go and exchange figures with each other. Thanks. Comic and Figure Addicts over in the East Bay. That's, I think, the #1 brick and mortar shop to go to if you're in the Bay Area and you're looking for Legends and all kinds of other figures. I recommend you go to Comic and Figure Addicts. Good friend of mine, Juan, runs a shop. Great dude. And I don't know so much about... it's more of a shop to sell figures. I'm sure he does buy collections and stuff, so you can do that there too. Daniel says, if Hasbro were to reach out to make your own figure, what will it be? I would like to work on Spider-Man. Yeah, if they were to bring me on board just to work on one figure, that's the one figure I would want to work on. It would be a Spider-Man figure. Question, are you ever planning on doing a Hot Toy collection video considering the recent come-ups? I am, but I'm nowhere near that. I have a lot of cleaning up on this side that I want to do. I'm rearranging some stuff over there and over there. I have my Hot Toys Spider-Man collection cleaned up a little bit. I've also set aside some Hot Toys that I'm selling, that I will be selling shortly. One of them I never even reviewed that I'm going to sell, so I'm going to review it and then sell it. But yeah, it won't be for a little while. I have a lot more work on my end as far as cleaning things up. I may do a video on my Spider-Man shelf though, because that does look pretty cleaned up. I'm staring at it right now. It looks so awesome. Anyway, next one. Sir Shart, this is Werewolf025. Sir Shart, as someone who is considering making a toy line, what advice would you give to an aspiring possible entrepreneur for this humble hobby of collecting hunks of plastic? PS, found your channel 10 years ago. Keep up the good work, Russ. Thank you so much, Werewolf025. I will advise to take your time. That would be my that would be the one piece of advice. I already felt like I was taking my time enough as it is, but I needed more time, or need more time. So there you go. Take your time. Take your time doing it. That's my advice. Luke Williams says, do you have a desire for, and do you think Hasbro would make a Marvel Legends Daredevil wave based off of Checchetto's art, i.e. Daredevil, Elektra Daredevil, Concerned Citizen Daredevil, the Owl, Kingpin, Butch, Cole North, Bullseye? No, I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, I would love to see the new characters getting made, but I don't see them like getting that specific on just one comic wave. It has to be like a larger, more popular storyline like Age of Apocalypse or something like that for them to do that, I think. Anyway. But if they did do that, I'd swoop them up. I would be happy. I just don't think a lot of people have a huge desire for that. Question, what was your most expensive letdown? What was a figure that cost a ton of money that just ended up being a letdown? I don't know if you remember a while back, but I felt like the Play Imaginative stuff, which isn't around anymore, which turned into Comic Cave Studios, which I think is actually much better. But when they were Play Imaginative, I thought there was just too many kinks there that I didn't like, that kind of let me down. So the Play Imaginative stage I didn't like as much, but the Comic Cave stage I do like more. My question, how long have you been collecting action figures? Well, I started collecting 25 years ago. It was at 25 years ago when I was 15 years old, and I'm 40 years old now. So 25 plus 15 is 40. So yeah, that's when I first started. With all the figures you get, how do you handle all the collector boxes? I myself have been having a lot of space issues lately, and yeah, man, it's hard for me too. I had a collector box of the Guardians of the Galaxy 5-pack, right, from a few years ago, and it fell down and hit me on the head. Hollow box, didn't hurt, but it made me think, God, I should throw this away. But did I throw it away? No. So it's a struggle for me too. Once in a while, I will collapse the boxes and flatten them completely. I have the added thing of getting those media mailers, you know, those big old boxes sometimes that they send me with the Avengers Endgame logo and all that stuff all over the place. I have a hard time letting those go. So I'll break them down, flatten them, and stack them, maybe, or cut off just the front of the box and hang that up. You could do that too. So those are options if you guys, wondering what to do with some of the boxes where you really like the collector aspect of it or you like the artwork. Just cut the front of it off and put it somewhere. or stack up, break them down. What Marvel Legends figure do you want most to go into production? Mine is Stick. Ooh, yeah, Stick would be cool. Daredevil and Electro Master Trainer. I don't think they've ever made on that I'm aware of. For this question, I'd like to refer you to my my wish list videos, because I've made a few of those already, and not to just like dismiss the question, but I've talked about a lot of figures that I would really love to see Hasbro make. Like one of them, just to answer your question, Cardiac. Cardiac would be dope. Of all the Hot Toys you have, what are your top three favorites? I'm saying the Hulk, the Christopher Reeve Superman, and I think that Endgame Thanos is up there. That Endgame Thanos is way up there. If not that one, I would say probably the Infinity War Thanos. I really love that figure. I'm looking at it right over there. But yeah, those are my top three. What would you do? What would you be doing career-wise if you weren't one of the best toy reviewers on YouTube? Thank you so much. Very kind of you to say, Day. So I have a bachelor's degree in urban planning and studies. What I was doing before I started the YouTube channel is I was working for the government. I was working for a regional agency, basically reviewing applications for for carbon reduction devices in diesel engines. I had gotten laid off from my job, so at the time I started the YouTube channel, or really hustling on the YouTube channel, was around the same time that I was trying to get a job working for a municipality in the planning department somewhere. I had some really close calls, but this ended up kind of, well, I did work for a solar company too. So I would either be working in some environmental industry or working for the government. That's what I would be doing. All right, Kyle Brown asks, what are your top three alternate Spider-Man suits other than the big time Spidey? Well, my number one is really the red and blue suit, but right after that, I would give it to the black suit Spider-Man, and then I would give it to the Spider Armor Mark IV, which is very close to the blue and red, but just shinier and updated. And then number three, I would say Iron Spider, comic Iron Spider. My question is, are you into model kit figures at all? Right now, Bandai's figure Rise of Batman is pretty cool. I mean, dude, I built one Gundam model kit. It was a master grade Gundam. Took me 5 hours. Never do it again. My fingers hurt still. No, these still don't hurt. It's just that I don't have the time for that. Very cool. It was fairly fun, but I did it once and I'm not interested in doing it again. What figure has the most sentimental attachment to you? Mine is a 2003 TMNT Biker Donatello. I brought it out here, and yeah, it's the big time Spider-Man. It's the signed big time Spider-Man. This is a huge moment for me. This is the first time I'd seen Hasbro set any influencer, YouTuber up with a figure and dedicate to them for a reveal or show off or give them like this, and this was a big deal for me, and it still is, and it helped pave the way for other YouTubers to be able to do this kind of thing. So for me, this is a huge deal, and yeah, it really means a lot to me. It really does. Will you continue to buy every Marvel Legends, or will you in the future pass on some that you don't like? I have currently passed on a bunch. That Loki figure that came with the Drax knives, pass. I may get that new vintage collection Falcon, I may not. I'm on the fence with that one. There are a few that I have no desire to pick up. How did you come up with the name and character Shartimus Prime? Is there a story to him? Well, the whole thing was that I wanted to express my gross sense of humor, which I have to dial back due to times a changing. But I was thinking Fartimus Prime because I love farts. I've always taken epic dumps and have always had epic farts. I used to be called the Ass Man. Charlie used to dubbed me the Ass Man back in the day, and I am an Ass Man, but I'm also a Fart Man. I wanted to say something gross to show my sense of humor, and I thought Shartimus Prime was hella funny. Just the name itself I thought was hilarious. I still find it to be funny. But yeah, and then the story behind him was that he was supposed to be Optimus Prime's dirty cousin, his gross cousin, who defected and became a Decepticon and then went back and became an Autobot. Because Shartimus Prime was originally a Decepticon. Originally, I had him as the 7th Constructicon, Lost Constructicon, and he was originally green and purple. Sanitation truck, you know what I mean, sewage truck. Which Marvel Legends figures are you looking forward to be made by HasLab? You know, I gotta say, I think after getting the Razor Crest, I'm a little cool off of getting giant figures. You know what I mean? Like, except I still want a Giant Man. So if they did a classic Giant Man, that would really pique my interest. But you know, after the Galactus, I think I'm gonna be done. I don't need any more monstrous giant figures. But I say that now. Who knows what they do? And I also just said I want a Giant Man. Have you ever been a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog series, and do you want to review any of the Jack Sonic figures? I don't want to review any of those figures, but I did grow up loving Sonic. Played Sonic the Hedgehog on Genesis, Sega Genesis, and I liked the cartoon, and I think the Sonic movie is the best video game adaptation movie ever made, and I cannot wait to see Knuckles in Part 2. So, love Sonic. Are you ever going to get the Marvel Legends fan vote silk? I wish I brought it out here. I still have it in package. Somebody had sent it to me. I think it was Greg. If I am wrong about that, correct me. I feel like such a jerk, but I've been meaning to open it. Maybe on the Russ Toy Reviews channel, because it's just a repaint figure. But yeah, thankfully, I do have one. What do you think the most underrated line of figures? I feel like NECA doesn't get enough credit, especially for their price point. The quality of sculpt and everything, and the way they've been able to incorporate articulation. For their price point, I think it's just absolutely amazing what they've been able to pull off. So I think NECA doesn't get, especially because NECA gets compared to a lot of other companies that are way more expensive. Like when people are comparing NECA figures, they're usually comparing them to figures that cost twice as much. So, but at the same time, a lot of people love the NECA stuff, so I don't know how underrated they really are. You know what I mean? I don't know. What's a figure you love but everyone else hates? And then Raider Nation chimed in, answering himself with hologram Iron Man. I thought there was a few people that liked the hologram Iron Man. But Rock Lords. I love Rock Lords. Most people hate Rock Lords and GoBots, but I love my Rock Lords. Most people hate them. Hey man, relatively new to your channel, but love it. Thank you. What would you say is your favorite figure in your collection if you had to choose just one? Again, this one right here, the Big Time Spider-Man, or the Roboson Optimus Prime. But yeah, this honorary Big Time Spider-Man is a huge deal in my personal universe. All right. What is your opinion on McFarlane Toys and their usage of turned eyes? Does it put a bad vibe towards figures that do that? Yes, it does. I mentioned that recently in my Bruce Wayne review. I don't like the side eye. It bothers me. Sometimes it works out a little bit. For the most part, I really, really don't like it. Please stop. Just please stop doing that. Make them look forward. Like, my question has nothing to do with toys, but here it goes. What band or bands got you into punk music? I'm a crust punk from Sweden, by the way. Offspring was really a big one for me, and you know, I'm an 80s 90s kid, so I was like 12 13 when the whole Offspring and Green Day boom happened. Bad Religion, Rancid, those are like the bands that really got me into it. Later on, like NoFX and Misfits, and I started finding out about other bands through those bands. Like Offspring would shout out Ramones and Dead Kennedys, so later on I would dive into those bands, or TSOL also. So that's how that was my introduction really. And Offspring is still, I consider them my favorite band. I love Offspring. There's a lot of people that hate on that band because they don't realize that they have real punk songs on their albums. They just see like Pretty Fly for a White Guy or something and assume that all the songs are like that, but they have real punk tunes. What Masterpiece Transformer are you hoping Takara will do? Jazz. I want an MP Jazz. I also want an MP Blaster, official versions. Those two are on the top of my list for Masterpiece figures, but Jazz, number one. Have you ever thought of watching one of the Ultraman shows? If so, I recommend you watch Ultraman Z or Tsuburaya's YouTube channel with English subtitles. Yeah, I have thought about it. Just a lot of stuff to watch, but one day I'll watch Ultraman. And then Dominique Smith says, top 5 personal favorite MCU films. Yeah, so Avengers Endgame is number 1. And then I would say Avengers Infinity War, number 2. Then Spider-Man, No Way Home at number 3, then Avengers 1 at number 4, and then at number 5, I actually give it to Spider-Man Far From Home. I really do like the new Spider-Man movies. Do you see the stop motion videos of other users, and do they give you ideas for your videos? Absolutely. Lozeus1 is somebody who, from watching him, and I think he did a tutorial video on how you can use stems and then edit them out later in Photoshop. So if you see a lot of like stuff flying around, that technique I picked up from him. DGDX Animation, one thing I've been thinking about is how he tilts the camera around for his stop motion. I really like that too. That's something inspiring for me also. When are you going to show us your updated Marvel Legends collection? Because it's been almost a year since you've shown us your Marvel Legends collection. Again, got to clean up in here still. I have this mildewy wall. And actually, I may not even have to clean all that up. I'm not planning on having a lot of Marvel Legends over here, so we'll see. But sometime this year, I hope. Question for you, not to get too sad or dark, but what's going to happen to your collection after you pass? I'm 26 and I've been collecting for around 15 years, and I've started wondering what will happen to my collection after I pass. As of right now, I got nothing. Have you given it any thought? Again, not trying to be a bummer man. If the subject is too heavy, it's alright, dude. What is your favorite part of Dragon Ball? Okay, I love Super. Super, I think, is probably my favorite thing from Dragon Ball as of late, because I just didn't expect to like the show as much as I did, and I absolutely love it. But to answer your question, yeah, I don't have necessarily a whole plan aside from me just hoping that my wife sells them and does whatever she wants with them that's best for the kids. Hopefully she can get some money for them and put that towards college tuition or whatnot. But hopefully they get sold off and the money gets put towards my children's future. That's what I hope would happen to them. Who are your top 3 jazz drummers, bro? Oh man. So I always put Art Blakey as number 1, but I really think Philly Joe Jones. I've copied more licks from Philly Joe Jones, I think, than anybody. And then Roy Haynes is another favorite of mine, and I actually got to meet. I also love Elvin Jones. Elvin Jones is amazing. I did get to see Elvin Jones perform with Ravi Coltrane before he passed, and I did get to meet Roy Haynes, which was freaking amazing. He was awesome. Do you think we'll get a Carnage from the movie? I hope so. I think we will. It'll take a while, but I think we will. I think they're going to do it right, like what they did with the Venom, and take their time. What is the best way to build a collection on a budget? Stick to a franchise. If you're going to be Spider-Man, stick to Spider-Man, stick to X-Men, or stick to movie figures, but don't buy comic figures, or stick to comic figures and don't buy movie figures. Give yourself a corner to limit your purchasing options, because there's a lot of stuff to buy out there. Are you allowed to buy cast-off statues? Am I allowed? I'm 40 years old, dude. What are you talking about? If you don't know what that is, they are nude anime statues. Yeah, I buy what I want, but I don't want to buy those. I have no interest in buying nude female statues. I don't. By the way, are you ever going to review the Marvel Legends Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness Rintrah Wave figure alongside Defender Strange, amigo? Amigo. All right. Are you Hispanic? There's I have it on the way. So they are arriving. I did buy them overseas, so I wouldn't have to hunt every single one of them down. So I paid a little bit more to get it overseas, but it is on its way. It's taking some time. Jeff Jones says, what is your favorite Ramones song? Mine is Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight. I listen to it every holiday season. For regular songs, it would probably be Psychotherapy. That's a good one. Raider Nation chimes in with Now I Want to Sniff Some Glue. Very underrated. Is that song underrated? I didn't think so. Very underrated Ramones song. My favorite one is Havana Affair. Havana Affair is my favorite Ramones song. I also love Bonzo Goes to Bitburg. That's another really good one. The KKK Took My Baby Away is another one that I really like a lot. They have so many freaking songs. Rockaway Beach is probably one of my big favorite ones. I really like that one a lot. I also love Commando. That's another really good song. Dude, Jeff, come on. You know you're doing that to me. You know you're doing that to me. But good picks. Raisin the Radical says, I have 5 questions. He asked a bunch of questions over here, but the one I'm going to answer is, I do have a spider persona. Someone did draw a spider shart for me. I thought I had that in the intro, but I don't. But hopefully I could find the picture and edit it in this video. If I don't, I'm sorry. But yeah, someone drew a spider shart, and it looked kind of like Spider-Punk, but even more badass. So thank you so much to the person who drew the spider shart. Which brand do you prefer, SH Figuarts? Which brand do you prefer, SH Figuarts or Mafex? Mafex. Who would win in a wrestling match, Lemmy or God? Trick question. Lemmy is God. So the answer is Lemmy. Do you still have your Marvel 3/4 inch figures? I do, but not all of them. There's a local comic shop that I had them on display. I had like almost half the collection on display, and then it ended up getting lost. They reimbursed me for it, so we're all square and stuff. But yeah, I have more than half of my 3/4 inch collection, but a lot of really good gems are gone, which is really sad. Like my War Machine one, that was one that was really sad to lose. Who is your favorite Spider-Man in live action? You know what, man? I've been saying Tom Holland a lot lately, but after seeing No Way Home, I think it is Tobey Maguire. I mean, Tobey Maguire is like the original Spider-Man version for me, for the movies. But God, I love Tom Holland's Spider. I love all 3 of them, for real. But yeah, Tobey Maguire. How many Marvel Legend figures do you have? I don't know, but I think it's around 2,000, but I don't really know. Tom Bowling says, at what point did you realize that you can make a living on YouTube? Well, I knew it was possible when I saw Sean Long doing it. I was like, I can't believe this guy is doing it. He's able to make a living doing YouTube. When I knew I could make a living doing YouTube, this was during that crazy-ass 9-month period where I was working 40 hours a week and YouTubing almost 40 hours a week at the same time. It was nuts. Like, my social life was done. Poor Charlita won. It was a hard deal for her because we'd make plans to go do something and then I would have to cancel plans because I'd have to work on a review. It was nuts. I was waking up super early in the morning to edit, working all the way through the night till midnight. Like, it was a crazy-ass period of time. It was a double hustle experience. When it got to the point where I was making the same amount of money on YouTube as I was at my day job, which is working at a warehouse, which actually paid okay, that's when I knew I could do this for a living. And a few months after that, to see it, consistently maintain, is when I decided to just do this full time. Who's your favorite Batman, like movie-wise? I really love the Batfleck, but to this day I'm still going to say Michael Keaton. That's still my favorite Batman, but right after him I'm giving it to the Batfleck. Do you speak Spanish, compadre? Saludos de México. Saludos de los Estados Unidos. Si yo puedo hablar español, pero hay muchas palabras que no conoce. A lot of grammar I don't know as well. So a lot of words, a lot of grammar stuff I don't understand in Spanish. Entonces I can make it, but my Spanish is obviously broken. What's your must-read Wolverine comics? Oh, you gotta read the Frank Miller one for sure. Like the 4-part Frank Miller story, you have to read that. Weapon X is another really good one. Will you watch Jurassic World Dominion? Absolutely. And Guns N' Roses or Led Zeppelin? And this is the last question right over here from Marvel MDC. I'm going to say Led Zeppelin because John Bonham is just a lot more influential drummer than Matt Sorum. However, Matt Sorum is the first drummer that really got me to pick up drumsticks. So for me personally, Guns N' Roses was more influential, but I know worldwide, looking at everybody else, Led Zeppelin is a lot more influential. That is the Q&A, you guys. Stay tuned. I will have reviews coming up later in the week, but as I said earlier, I do want to discuss the new Marvel figures that they'll be talking about tomorrow. I've heard about the leaks and the teases. I know. And congratulations, Boog, finally getting your figure. Also, I will talk about the other company releases and stuff that have my interest throughout the week, and I'll have that Hot Toys Thanos review and some other stuff coming your way, so stay tuned, and I will catch you guys later. Peace! Hey, new Shartimus Prime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face,